There's a lot of conspiracies going on.
Shut up!
Well, that's rude.
Wow, what an original intro. I think that's gonna go somewhere. 2012.
What the
Bro,
hell?
copyright it. That's
Yeah, honestly, I think
That
we have
was
something
so
here.
violent.
No one
That's
has
what,
ever done anything like this before.
that's what we do at the Red Podcast. We're known for our original content and our cheeky witty banter. Just just a bunch
Very
of
nice.
boys just talking, having a conversation.
Like a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, isn't that what life's all about? I mean,
Yeah, the goal in
I mean,
life is to make a
in this
podcast.
climate. Oh, am I right, boys?
I don't know, but that's another conspiracy for another time.
Conspiracy, you say?
Oh,
Hmm. Maybe we should do a podcast talking about conspiracies.
now that's a great idea.
What do you
Now-
think, Reese?
I have a question. The difference between a conspiracy and a conspiracy theory is what?
Is
The
it
word theory.
My conspiracy is, and just as a little pretext, I'm someone who doesn't believe in almost any conspiracy theory. Mine is that the moon landing was faked. It was
it?
recorded in a soundstage
No.
by the U.S. government to
No.
bankrupt the Soviet Union.
Oh,
They didn't actually have the technology. We didn't go to the moon.
Okay, so
blast off.
well, I wasn't there,
Yeah.
so no.
Well,
yeah,
it's
dude.
recorded.
Did you physically watch it, or did you watch a uploaded video of it? You know,
I
you
mean,
had
there was
CGI
like
back then.
no, there was no CGI that was that good.
Well,
It
you
looked
say that, but
pretty bad.
I know one thing about that theory, and it's that Stanley Kubrick directed the moon landing because he made 2001: A Space Odyssey look so real that people thought he was the one that faked it, and that came out
Oh.
before the moon landing.
I'm calling BS,
Well,
Ethan. The monkeys in 2001: A Space Odyssey looked beyond unbelievable. They looked like
Listen,
puppets.
They didn't hire him for the monkeys, okay?
You
I don't
put
remember there
those
being monkeys
up-
on the moon, okay?
Put those monkeys up next to like Caesar from Planet of the Apes. No comparison. No, 2001: A Space Odyssey is no good.
You listen, you know what? I
You want
agree.
Monkeys,
Okay?
Ethan, you listen to me. You want monkeys. You watch Planet of the Apes. You skip right over 2001: A Space
The
Odyssey.
Mark Wahlberg one? You telling me to watch that one?
Any of them.
Oh no.
My main reason, going back to the moon landing hoax, why I poke holes in it, is this. If they could fake it, and it was all faked, they could have faked it before the Russians even got into space, because the U.S. lost the space race in everything except going to the moon.
But
But
that's
here's,
what did it. That was the dagger.
here's where you're wrong about that. They would have no reason to fake the moon landing until the Russians went into space, and then they couldn't catch up. So
But
they
I'm
faked.
just saying
point,
that
interesting
if the
point.
I'm just saying though, the Russians though the Russians were not that far going to the moon. If the Russians
Well,
went to the moon and other people have
explain-
gone to the moon, you can see the thing there.
Explain how the flag was blowing in the wind if it was on the moon.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen the video, but I watched like Adam Ruins Everything on it on from College Humor.
All right, mine is that George Lucas created the special editions to the prequels to prove to his ex-wife that he was the real genius behind Star Wars, not her.
What?
All right, I want to hear
What
more
on
about
earth?
this.
I
You
gotta
have my
hear more.
attention.
Yeah.
You want to hear more?
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Pull
I
up
got
the
you.
article.
Wait, did his wife come up with Star Wars?
Well,
We're gonna
yeah.
find out. That's the conspiracy.
Is that why the originals are the only good movies? This theory might have some legs.
Oh no.
Marcia Lucas saved Star Wars. Back before it became the juggernaut of a franchise it is today, the original film was a bloated mess, swollen in all the wrong places and lacking in all the right ones. But Lucas, George's now ex-wife, interesting, no longer
Ex.
together, ex,
Important. It's very
Yeah.
important.
Pay attention to the details.
Yeah.
They were married while she edited Star Wars. Was a brilliant editor who gave the movie some of its most memorable moments. Case in point, Marcia Lucas came up with the idea to kill Obi-Wan. George told Rolling Stone. Wait.
So this is actually just true that George Lucas needed his ex-wife was the only person that could edit him.
But the conspiracy theory here is that after they divorced, George was bitter and resented the fact that his masterpiece was more her vision than his. That's true. Killing Obi-Wan was 90% of the entirety of Star Wars. So
that's what made Star Wars.
Pretty
he is
much
the best character.
This is why there are special editions of the first film that have cut out some of the scenes she edited, and why its story structure was changed. George's bitterness is also a possible explanation for why the prequels are bad movies. He created stuff that went against his wife's aesthetics and storytelling. Now this is where we get to the juice of it. Believability. 6 out of 10.
I think it's probably true that those movies are worse because she was a better editor than he was. But is that a conspiracy theory?
Have you been to Finland?
I have not.
What about you, Reese? Have you been to Finland? You guys want to know why you've never been to Finland?
Because I'm poor and I can't afford to travel.
Because it's not real. Okay? Let me tell you why. All right. The Finland conspiracy theory states that Finland is not a real country. Not only is it not a real country, but there actually
is Soviet propaganda.
There's no land there, and the space between Sweden and Russia is actually just a big empty ocean.
Ooh.
No. I realize that this notion seems ridiculous. That's why this conspiracy works.
Is that what you're saying, or is that what the article is saying?
Both.
Maybe.
Ethan wrote the article.
I wrote it, yes. And why people are afraid to speak out against the existence of Finland. So I would ask you to approach the evidence I put forward with an open mind, guys. Okay? Come on. All right?
There's one thing we're known for on the Rat Podcast. It's an open mind. So you're telling me that Finland is a secret fishing area?
Yes.
No.
So it's trees and alliances
it's an area
right up until right before the fall of the Soviet Union. Gorbachev made trips to Japan months before the fall of the Soviet Union, stating the entire time how the relations have been improving, even when the Soviet relations with the rest of the world were worsening. United States? In fact, the entire past 100 years of Japanese-Russian relations bring up many unanswered questions. Why at the height of the World War II were the battles between these two countries minimal? Why did Japan sign a peace treaty? The answer is simple. They shared a common secret, a common asset that worked in both of their favors. That asset was Finland.
All right, now let me ask you a question, Ethan.
Wow.
Ask me. I'm still not done, but ask me.
Can you see through your wall to outside?
I have a window.
Yeah, but ignoring windows, can you see through your wall to outside?
No.
Right, so does that mean that the outside world is not there?
Yes. No, Reese, listen. If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around, does it make a sound?
Yes.
No, it doesn't make a sound because
Finland.
ears. The only reason why there's sound is because you have ears to pick up the vibration. There's sound waves, but there wouldn't be any sound unless you're there to perceive the sound.
Did you say the same thing about vision?
What do you mean?
If I have a wall and I can't see the outside world, is there an outside world?
Yes.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
No, I have a wall.
Why
now, Ethan, I am on the fence, so if you could keep reading, I'd appreciate it.
Listen, I'm going to keep going.
Well, you might have actually just converted me over.
Listen, it's unclear when Finland was first thought up. Some say it was during the Cold War, and others say it was as far back as in the 1920s. But the necessity of Finland is quite simple. Japan can fish in the region of ocean between Sweden and Russia without worry for environmental repercussions. After all, no one's going to expect fishing regulations to be broken in a place where everyone thinks there's a landmass there, right? And in return, Russia gets a percentage of the fish to distribute amongst their population. It's a simple case of fishing the Finnish Sea, okay? transporting it across Russia, and then shipping it from the eastern Russian coast to Japan under the disguise of Nokia products. Okay? Nokia is the largest Finnish company. It's also why Japan is the largest importer of Nokia products, despite the fact there are very few people who own Nokia phones. Alright, but there are a lot of unanswered questions. What about Finnish people? Do they exist? No. People from Finland genuinely believe they're from Finland. In reality, they're from small towns on either the eastern part of Sweden, the western part of Russia, or the northern part of Estonia.
Wow,
Could you just argue?
this West
that's what
Sweden
Finland
argument
was,
is
though?
really changing my mind.
What about Helsinki? It's an enormous city. Helsinki is located actually in eastern Sweden. Okay, it's not like people flying there would notice.
No, that would be Eastern Sweden. Never mind.
What about everywhere else in Finland? There's a lot to it, and it couldn't all be made up. 99% of Finland is forest, actually. A lot of it doesn't need to be accounted when addressing Finnish geography.
What?
As the resident Finnish
Is it-
geographer in the group,
No.
I say this does check out.
I'm glad you agree. Now listen, this is the dagger right here. Why the name Finland? The country was originally made for
fin
fishing.
like a fish.
What do fish have? Fins.
Oh
Thus
my
the name
goodness.
Finland. Okay, people. Now, what about GPS and satellite images? Alright, it's manipulated and forged, okay? And actually, I want to pull up a live photo of Finland right now. Alright, look at this photo.
Oh, look at that completely
Look at
empty
this.
recycle bin. Nobody has a completely empty trash bin unless they just emptied it trying to delete evidence of Finland.
This thing of Finland?
Yeah.
No, it's not there. It actually says Baltic Sea. No. You guys remember about Nokia?
No, I wasn't listening.
No,
Nokia is a Finnish company. And remember,
Nokia is a shell company.
now listen, all right? I actually found this out. Now, Nokia has had a lot of logos because it has been around for a long time. Now, we may know what the Nokia logo is now. Actually,
I don't know what it is.
either.
Isn't it just them?
This
yeah,
is
this is just Nokia.
What?
It's this. It's just
Yeah.
Nokia. But
It's the hand one. That
They
one.
connect people.
this is it.
Oh.
Now, this is the original Nokia logo. Are you guys ready?
See, it's the hand.
This is the original one. A fish. A fish.
Yeah, but what? What does that have to do with anything?
Wow, what a great episode. To finish things up, take it away, boys.
Hey, could you guys stop singing in the outros? They're terrible.